The night the soldiers came for Jesus, something happened that no gospel records. While the torches flickered in the distance and the heavy boots of the Roman legion approached the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus was not just praying. He was not just preparing for sacrifice. He was performing a final act of transmission and urgent, secret transfer of power that religious history has intentionally hidden for 2,000 years. As the darkness closed in, Jesus turned to his closest disciples, the ones who had proven they could handle the deepest, most terrifying truths of the universe without shattering. He whispered something to them. It was not a prayer, it was not a blessing, it was not a parable. It was a weapon, a frequency weapon, a sonic code designed to dismantle the invisible prison system that holds humanity captive. He told them, "The Archons know I am leaving. They know the light is withdrawing, and because of this, they will tighten their grip on humanity. They will trap minds. They will harvest energy. They will keep souls cycling through this reincarnation loop forever. But," he said, looking into their eyes, "I am giving you 2 words, just 2 words. When you speak them with full understanding, their trap dissolves instantly. You will slip through their fingers like water." Imagine that moment. Peter, usually so bold, stared in wide-eyed silence. Could just 2 words shatter the entire ruling system of the dark forces? Jesus nodded. "The Archons rule through illusion," he explained. "These 2 words shatter that illusion. They have hidden this knowledge for thousands of years. But tonight, you are going to learn what they do not want you to know. And you are going to speak these words before you sleep. Because right now, they are watching, and they do not want you to remember. I am about to give you those 2 words right now, the exact same words Jesus taught to protect the chosen ones from the Archon's energy harvesting system. And you need to say them tonight. Not because I am telling you to, but because you are a chosen one. And chosen ones are the primary targets of this system. If you have ever felt like something is feeding off your energy, if you have ever felt drained for no medical reason, if you have ever felt like you do not belong in this timeline, comment "I feel it" below. Let me know you are here. Let me know you are ready for the truth. You need to understand what you are up against before I give you the weapon to escape it. We need to talk about the Archons. In the ancient Gnostic text, the texts that were burned and removed from the official Bible, Archons are not demons in the traditional sense. They are not fallen gods with horns and tails. They are far more sophisticated than that. They are parasitic entities of consciousness. They exist in a dimension just outside human perception, a dark, fourth-dimensional overlay that wraps around the earth. And they have one job: to keep you trapped in this reincarnation cycle forever. Why? Why do they care about you? Because chosen ones emit a specific frequency. Your consciousness is brighter, more powerful, and more connected to the source than the average human. To the Archons, you are not a person. You are a battery. You are a perpetual energy source. Every time you feel fear, anger, shame, guilt, or despair, you emit a specific type of energy that the Gnostics called louche. The Archons feed on this energy. They harvest it. It sustains their existence. But here is what makes you dangerous to them. If you wake up fully, if you remember who you actually are, you stop producing the low-frequency emotions they need. Worse, you become a beacon. Other souls see your light and start waking up too. The entire energy farm begins to collapse. So, the Archons built a specific trap designed only for chosen ones. It is invisible. It is not made of iron bars. It operates through beliefs, through social conditioning, through trauma loops that replay in your mind over and over again. Every time you think, "I am not enough, I am broken, I will never escape this," that is the trap tightening. And the most insidious part, they make you think it is your thoughts, your feelings, your failures. They hide behind your inner voice, so you never suspect there is something else speaking through your mind. Jesus saw this system clearly. He called them the rulers of this world, the princes of the power of the air. He knew they controlled the reincarnation mechanism, the white light tunnel, the memory wipe between lives, the lies about karmic debt that trick souls into coming back to suffer. It is all a lie. It is all part of the trap to keep their food source contained. And he gave the chosen ones 2 words to break it. Words are not just sounds. In quantum physics and ancient esotericism, words are frequencies. They are commands in the operating system of reality. When spoken by someone with the right consciousness, chosen one words become code. They rewrite the program. The Archons built their trap using language, using symbols, using concepts that limit your perception of what is possible. They convinced you that you are small, separate, powerless. Those are words too, words that created your prison. Jesus understood that you could use words to dissolve what words created. Not complicated incantations, not rituals, just 2 words. But they must be spoken with understanding, with the frequency of someone who knows they are not a victim, but a creator. When a chosen one speaks these 2 words with full consciousness, several things happen simultaneously. First, the words emit a frequency the Archons cannot tolerate. It is like shining ultraviolet light directly at a creature that can only exist in darkness. They recoil. The trap loosens. Second, the words activate dormant DNA. Specifically, the sequences that connect you directly to source consciousness, bypassing the archonic layers of reality. Your perception immediately begins expanding beyond the prison they built. Third, the words create a shield. Once spoken with understanding, they establish a field around your consciousness that makes you invisible to archonic feeding tubes. You are still here, but they can't lock onto your frequency anymore. But here is the critical part and why Jesus only taught this to the inner circle. These words only work if you are operating from chosen one consciousness. If you speak them while still identifying as a victim, as someone who needs saving, nothing happens. The Archons ignore it. They know you are still feeding them. But when a chosen one speaks them, someone who remembers their power, even if just for a moment, the effect is immediate. The trap doesn't just loosen, it shatters. That is why you are here. That is why this video found you. You are a chosen one. You have always been. And tonight, you are getting the weapon Jesus reserved for people exactly like you. The 2 words Jesus taught to the chosen ones are, I am. That's it. 2 words, 4 letters, 1 declaration that destroys the Archon's entire system. Before you think this is too simple, before your mind dismisses it, let me explain what happens when a chosen one speaks these words with understanding. I am is not a statement about yourself. It is not describing your personality or your body or your history. I am is the name of God. It is the sound of consciousness aware of itself. It is pure existence before it became anything specific. When Moses asked the burning bush who was sending him, the voice did not say, I am Yahweh, or I am the Creator. It said, I am that I am. The eternal present tense, the infinite speaking itself into recognition. The Archon's entire trap depends on you forgetting this, on you identifying as something limited, something trapped in time, something with a beginning and an end, something small. Every time you say, I am weak, I am afraid, I am stuck, you are using the most powerful words in existence to create prison bars. You are using the name of God to make yourself small. And the Archons amplify those statements. They make you believe them. They feed off the energy of you creating your own cage. But when you say just, I am with nothing after it, when you speak those 2 words and stop, you dissolve every identity the Archons attach to you. Every limitation, every belief that made you feeble. I am, spoken alone, is you claiming your true identity. Not human, not separate, not trapped. You are the infinite consciousness that the Archons have been trying to convince is finite. You are the source awareness they have been trying to hide from itself. And the moment you speak it with that understanding, their trap has nothing to hold on to. You are not the identity they created for you. You are not the story they fed you. You are the I am, the eternal, the infinite, the one thing in all of reality they have no power over. Jesus knew this. He said, before Abraham was I am. Not I existed, not I was alive. I am, present tense, eternal, untrackable. And now you know it too. However, you cannot just repeat I am like a robot and expect the archonic trap to dissolve. The words must be spoken from chosen one consciousness, from the part of you that remembers it is not trapped. Here is exactly how Jesus taught it. This is the ritual. First, silence. Sit somewhere you won't be disturbed. Not meditation, not a technique, just silence. Let your mind settle. Let the constant narrative quiet down. You need to speak these words from stillness, not from the chaos the Archons keep stirring in your thoughts. Second, feel into your existence. Before you speak, feel what it is like to simply exist, not as a person with a name and a story, just raw existence. The awareness that notices, I am here, I am aware, I exist. That is the frequency you need to access. That is Chosen One consciousness. It is already inside you. You have just been distracted from it. Third, speak I am out loud. Not whispered, not shouted. Clear, firm, with absolute certainty. Not as a statement you hope is true, but as a declaration of what has always been true, but you forgot. As you speak the words, don't add anything after them. Don't say I am strong, or I am free, or I am loved. Just I am, period, full stop. Let the infinite stand alone. Let your consciousness expand into the vastness of what those two words actually mean. You might feel resistance as you do this. That is the archonic programming trying to pull you back into a limited identity. It will whisper, this is stupid. This won't work. You are just saying words. That is the trap fighting to keep you. Ignore it. Speak the words anyway, with feeling, with knowing, with the authority of someone who is remembering they were never actually trapped. They only believed they were. Fourth, stay in the silence. After you speak, don't rush to the next thought. Don't immediately start analyzing if it worked. Just sit in the vibration of what you just declared. I am. Let it settle into your consciousness. Let the archonic identities start dissolving in the presence of that truth. The more you feel into the words as you speak them, the more powerfully they work. This isn't magic. This is you using the command language of reality to delete the program the Archons installed in your mind. When a Chosen One speaks, I am, correctly with understanding, with consciousness aligned, several things happen immediately. First, you will feel a shift in your chest, not imagined, physical, like pressure releasing, like invisible chains snapping. That is the archonic attachments breaking those feeding tubes they have had connected to your energy field. The words just severed them. They cannot reattach while you are vibrating at the I am frequency. Second, your thoughts will slow down. The constant mental chatter, the anxiety loops, the repetitive fears, the voice that criticizes everything you do, that is not all you. Much of it is archonic broadcasting. When you speak, I am with power, their signal gets jammed. Your mind becomes quieter, clearer, more yours. Third, you will feel lighter. Literally, like weight lifted off your shoulders, your body will feel less dense. That is because the archonic trap works by making you feel heavy, stuck, burdened. When the trap dissolves, the heaviness goes with it. You remember your consciousness piloting a body, not a body trying to find consciousness. Fourth, your perception will expand. The room around you will seem different. Colors might be brighter. Space might feel larger or more fluid. That is because you are no longer seeing through archonic filters. They limit your perception to keep you controllable. When those filters drop, even briefly, you see more of what is actually here. Some Chosen Ones experience full liberation on the first try. They speak, I am, the trap shatters completely, and they never feel the archonic grip again. They have permanently shifted out of victim frequency into creator frequency. Others experience it gradually. They speak the words, they feel the shift, but the trap starts rebuilding after a few hours or days. That is not failure, that is normal. You are undoing decades of programming. Of course, it takes repetition. The key is this: every time you speak I am with understanding, you weaken the trap. You strengthen your Chosen One frequency. You make it harder for the Archons to re-establish their grip. Jesus didn't teach this as a one-time escape. He taught it as a practice, a way of continuously reminding yourself of the truth, of staying in the frequency where the Archons cannot touch you. And here is what they don't want you to know. The more Chosen Ones who speak these words, the weaker their entire system becomes. You are not just freeing yourself, you are helping to collapse the trap for everyone. After you speak, I am tonight, your reality will begin shifting in ways you need to be prepared for. First, the Archons will test you. Within 24 to 48 hours, you will face situations designed to pull you back into victim consciousness. Someone will trigger you. A problem will emerge. Something will go wrong. This isn't coincidence. This is the trap trying to re-establish control. When it happens, don't fight it. Don't react emotionally. Just speak the words again. I am. Remind yourself that you are not the identity being triggered. You are the consciousness observing it. The Archons lose their grip every time you return to that recognition. Second, other chosen ones will find you. Once you have broken free from Archonic frequency, you become visible to others who have also escaped. You will start meeting people who understand what you are going through, who speak the same language, who recognize you as one of them. This isn't chance. This is the network of awakened chosen ones naturally connecting. The Archons kept you isolated. Now that you are free, you are joining the others who have escaped the trap. Third, your reality will become more fluid. When you are no longer feeding the Archons, when you are no longer locked in their frequency of limitation, reality becomes responsive to your consciousness in ways it wasn't before. Synchronicities increase. Manifestations happen faster. Obstacles dissolve more easily. This isn't magic. This is you operating from your natural state as a creator, without Archonic interference. This is what reality was always supposed to feel like for chosen ones. Fourth, you will start remembering. Memories will surface that the Archons suppressed. Abilities you had as a child that were conditioned out of you. Knowings that you buried because they didn't fit the world they wanted you to believe in. Don't be afraid of what comes up. You are not going crazy. You are coming back to sanity. You are remembering what they made you forget. You can speak I am as often as you want, daily, multiple times a day. Every time you feel the trap trying to re-establish, speak the words. Every time you feel heavy, or stuck, or afraid, return to I am. It is your weapon, your shield, your way back to truth. Jesus didn't give this to the chosen ones as a one-time key. He gave it as a practice, a way of life. A constant remembering that you are not, and never were, what the Archons told you you were. Jesus taught the chosen ones two words, I am. Not as a belief, not as an affirmation, as a weapon, as a command that dissolves the Archonic trap the moment you speak it with chosen one consciousness. You are watching this video because you are a chosen one. You always have been. That is why your life has felt harder than everyone else's. That is why you have experienced things that don't make sense. That is why you feel like something has been feeding off you because something has been. The Archons identified you as high value, as someone whose energy could sustain them for lifetimes. They built the trap specifically for people like you, and they have been harvesting your fear, your pain, your confusion for as long as you can remember. But tonight, you are breaking free. Not because I am saving you, because you are remembering you were never actually trapped. You only believed you were. And belief is what created the cage. When you speak I am tonight, with understanding, with feeling, with the certainty of someone who is done being small, the trap shatters. The Archons lose their grip. And you step into the frequency you were always meant to operate from. The frequency where you are not a victim, where you are not broken, where you are not stuck. The frequency of a chosen one who remembered their power. If this teaching resonated with you, if you felt the truth of it in your body, do three things right now. Hit that subscribe button. More chosen ones need this information. The Archons do not want this channel to grow. Prove them wrong. Leave a like. It tells YouTube to show this to other chosen ones who are still trapped and don't know there is a way out. Comment, I am below. Let me know you are here. Let other chosen ones see they are not alone. Let the Archons see how many of us are waking up tonight. Before you sleep, find a quiet moment. Sit in silence, feel into your existence, and speak the words, I am, out loud, with certainty, with knowing. The Archons are watching to see if you will actually do it. The trap is waiting to see if you will choose freedom, and the other chosen ones are waiting to welcome you home. You have been fighting this trap your whole life. Tonight, you are getting the weapon Jesus reserved for people exactly like you. 2 words, 4 letters, 1 declaration that changes everything. Say them tonight. Break the trap. Remember who you are. The 2 words are yours now. Jesus gave them to the chosen ones to escape the Archons' trap. I have passed them to you. What you do with them is up to you. You are not a victim. You are not broken. You are not trapped. You are I am. And the moment you remember that, everything changes.